Bare Naked was like the best wild ride like ever. I started when I was 23, had it for 5 years, and over that period of time took it from zero to just shy of $50 million.
Wow.
Had 40 people working for us, and it was really just like all with this idea of like why in like 5 or 10 years isn't everybody going to be eating natural and organic food products? Like why wouldn't you want to know what you're consuming? Especially kind of like walking down the cereal aisle and seeing like boxes and boxes of like cartoon characters with like just like lies. I think the consumer deserves more than what the food industry was given at the time.
How did you get from food to fashion?
The fashion industry is like the second most toxic industry on the planet. Nobody knows anything about it. Nobody knows where any of their clothes come from. You know, and it's an agricultural product just like food is. So why does it follow different rules?
What's the name stand for?
PACT, it's a promise. It's just like, it's our promise to go, you know, really just do the right thing within the clothing industry. And the factory that we work with in Kolkata, India, was actually the first fair trade certified factory in the world. And so they're, you know, to me, the measure of a factory is like, what's their turnover? The turnover at his plant's 2% a year because he takes care of his people. The way I kind of look at it is like, you know, you look up on billboards and like Calvin Klein pays like Justin Bieber this big premium to get in their underwear. And I'm like, just, you know, pay the same amount that you pay for Calvin, but instead of the premium going to Justin Bieber, like let's just give it to the people to make the product the right way. But, you know, that's the trade. That's the trade that we're making.
What concerns you about the fashion industry today in terms of toxicity and environmental impact?
Yeah, you know, we focus in on cotton. 25% of the world's insecticides and 10% of the world's pesticides are sprayed on conventional cotton fields alone. And cotton's only 3% of the worldwide agricultural product. And by the way, those same fields are where food is grown. Food's grown right next to them. There's people that live near these crops and near these fields, and it impacts how they live and their water supply and water pollution issues and global warming. So there's just like this big nasty crop, which is today's cotton crop, and a very, very, very small segment of it's organic. And what we've done is really just look for what we feel is like a better way to solve the cotton issue, and that's with organic cotton. So it's just kind of a better system both for the people and the planet overall.
How do you decide where to source what from? What criteria do you use in sourcing?
We really focused on working with the Chetna Organic Organization because of the system that they have. They work with 1,500 independent farmers, and they provide schooling and they provide hospital care. I always used to say when we make products, like I want to be able to like give them to my family and feel proud of them. And now kind of my new criteria is like I want to bring my 4-year-old son or my child, you know, through the entire supply chain and feel good about how we're treating the people all the way throughout the system. To me is kind of like a new thing as a new father.
What's your vision for PACT?
We want to change the apparel industry for good, like Hanes for the change generation, like Hanes for the Loom jockey. Like, what do those mean? What do those brands mean? Like, what are they built around? They're all built around kind of status and no transparency and accountability, and that just means nothing to the next generation of consumers. So I want PACT to be that basics brand for the change generation, for consumers that believe that they vote with their dollar and they can impact the world with their dollar. They've revolutionized how brands interact with consumers in category after category after category. The big one everybody knows is organic food, right? Like that's what's driving the way. It's now starting to apply to more and more categories, which is like just so awesome to be around.